every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Like a flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Giants calling for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. It's like a flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Strap me in, fuel me with untamed speed. Data in the storm, all the rush I need. Glitches on the edge, chaos in the stream. Sim racing paradise, unraveling the sea. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. It's like a flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Flashing lights in the dark barracks on engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire. Chasing glory through the chaos of desire. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. It's like a flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Giants calling for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. It's like a flag, every moment is
Screaming louder to the range. Fuel burns in the glow of the pixel blaze. The rubber moves roll with a fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night.
Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines climb. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear Gearshifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm.
Turn the wheels to the breakneck roll. Sudden races down through the thunder soul.
And welcome back to Nerd TV for another OTSS Select Series race live from the Michigan International Raceway. I think they're still calling it these days, and this is going to be a fun race here this evening on this 2-mile oval. You guys are in for a treat here, and to get our countdown to green underway, presented by Icon Apparel Company. And here is the track information here this evening. You got 16, 17 mile an hour winds from the north. That's kind of crazy. A little gusty up here in the north part of the country. 71 air temp, 89 degrees track. So the weather kind of cooler, if you will, at least compared to the southeast where I and some others reside right now, like Steve Rada, who lives also in the area. You got 3 additional set of tires there, 100% fuel, 3 green, white checkered or tips on these fixed setup trucks here this evening. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty, who still needs to put his camera up, by the way. And then to my right hand side, co-partner producer, 1,000 hats plus 1 is going to be Mr. Justin Loxton. What's going up, guy? What's going on today?
Yeah, you know, besides telling you I need your camera 3 times, and then we
had a debate.
We had a good debate. All right, we had a good debate while we were on the splash in the intro video, and you and I are split. We agree on some things, other things we do not.
Well, we can talk about it during this race.
Yeah, you absolutely agree that NASCAR needs more street courses. You love the idea of street courses and road courses. I absolutely despise that idea. It's a stock car series.
I don't know if I said that.
If I want to watch street courses or road courses, if I want to watch street courses, I'll watch F1. NASCAR's not F1. If I want to sit here and watch road courses, I will sit here and I'll watch IndyCar, which is primarily road courses now. I watch stock car racing to watch them go in circles. That's also why NASCAR's lost my viewership, because over the last 7-8 years, their calls have just sucked. That's just me personally, starting with their crappy Gen 7s that they have 4 years ago. They're now entering their 4th season. So, but that's just me. That's my soapbox. But anyway, Michigan, OTSS, presented by Empower Ed Research Institute for the J&M Group Industrial Services 180. Tonight, they are sponsoring tonight, and Jeremy will have a nice little read to let you folks out there know what's going on. But Jeremy, we got to talk points. We are race 6 before the midseason break, and then we have 6 more races to determine the overall champion. And right now, the man on top in that first position, who happens to be in the number 1 truck as well, Mr. Ross Tatum, 5-point lead over Donnie Honeycutt. Jeremy, these points are close. 5 points separate first and second, 10 points back. So another 5 points back is Tyler Honeycutt, and then another 15 points back, Jacob Grant, and then you've got 6 points back from that, Jonathan Gaston. That is your top 5, and I mean, you even go back, 39 for DJ Honeycutt, and then 2-way tie right now for 7th between Jonathan Hammond and Ronnie Hurst. These points are really close coming up to that mid-section break that we're going to be having, Jeremy, and then 6 more races. And with the way these drivers are going, and these are, it's going to be a close one.
Yeah, this Tuesday group of drivers they blow me away with how little cautions they produce, how well they race together. Close quarters doesn't matter. I rarely hear a mad microphone pop up because I'm the one who keeps the live chats from the session up in my ear, so I don't hear any of it. And it's close quarter. It's so good. And now we're gonna be at Michigan, where you get all the best of the best when it comes to what I just spoke about, and it's gonna be a great time. Close quarters on the points, like when you're this far into the schedule and you have 5-point separation, really, after 5 races, that's kind of cool. So, like to see it here. 90 laps tonight, and I bet you a majority of it's going to be somewhat of a draft pack.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, this is going to be like a mini Daytona. I mean, when you're running trucks here, I mean, that's what a lot of the drivers call it as, is a mini Daytona.
Right.
Drafting is going to be key. You're going to have big runs, big suck ups to the drivers. So I mean, you're going to have to watch that. Drivers are going to have to be on the ball with that, not to check up. Drivers have been told to bunch up the restarts because there's been some spacing, had some issues last few weeks with restarts. They're wanting to try to prevent that. So drivers are going to have to be on the ball tonight to make sure there's no checkups with everything going on. So, and I see that our race control says keep crying, bud, talking about that. Oh, sir, there ain't no crying. I'm just stating it how it is on my opinion. My opinion's not right or wrong, just like nobody else's, but ain't no crying. I just don't watch it. There's other motorsports, my man. Don't bother me one bit.
That's why we call it debates, and that's why we can have fun with that, right?
That's it.
Exactly. It's not no dictatorship here. It's just we debate on our opinions, and me and you can do it pretty well. And
We've been
we'll
doing it a
continue
while.
to do that.
We've been doing it a long time. So I don't try to change your opinion. You don't try to change mine. That's a great thing. They're opinions. Everybody's going to have it. Some people are going to have the same ones that you have. Some might have the same ones that I do. So it is what it is, my man.
Is what it is. It's time to go qualifying, by the way. Is what it is right now. Qualifying sessions. Cameras off, full screen on. Robert says he's just teasing you, bud, which we know that. He likes to poke the bear a little bit. It's fun times. So let's go here. Here is your column on the left-hand side. We're going to ride along some of these trucks here tonight for the J&M Group Industrial Service 180 qualifying session for race number 6 of the 2026 B season. Here's Caleb Smith, truck 54, as we have our TwistedSpeedSetup.com in truck telemetry.
Yeah, and we're riding on board with Caleb Smith. He was the fastest in practice. We like to try to showcase the fastest in practice. Granted, we know draft plays a role in that, but he was putting down some good lap times right now. Currently, first lap out. They got 2 laps as far as timed. He is top of the charts right now. Well, was until Donnie Honeycutt knocked him out, but here he comes, closing out his other one. Good turn 4 exit, Jeremy. Don't want to drift it way up, cut it way down, cut that track down. This is going to be a pretty decent lap there for driver 54 as he crosses the line. Not enough to top the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt, though.
Not enough so far, as we have, it looks like, 20 times posted so far out of the 29 entries
23
here this evening.
A few more came in.
A few more came in. They're still filing in. Yep, we got about 6 or 7 still need to post time, and that's it. Donnie Honeycutt, one of 2 drivers. Now Jacob Grant. Yeah, Donnie Honeycutt, Jacob Grant, only ones in the 0.8 brackets. Everybody else stacking up in the 0.9s, all the way to about 10th or 11th, and then 40 seconds on back from there. And now we got 5 drivers left with 2 minutes left in the session. Here's EJ Luna, truck 24, completing his lap.
Yeah, he is going to cross the line. Going to jump him to 24th right now. He had to back out of the throttle going 3 and 4, Jeremy. These trucks, a lot of drivers talked about a little light on the rear end of these trucks. So he had to kind of feather and burp the throttle going through 3 and 4. And at a track like this, it's like Daytona, Talladega. That's huge momentum killer coming into these tracks. So he's going to try to rebound. Jeremy, we got 27 times on the board out of the 29 drivers. Tyler Honeycutt, Alejandro Khan, the only drivers not to post time yet, but they are out on the track as we ride on board with the defending series champion.
Tyler Honeycutt on a mission here. He's on the back straight. You mentioned getting off the throttle in 3 and 4 from EJ Luna. I said that's the worst, because not only do you mess up your lap 1, all of a sudden you lose all that straightaway speed to start lap 2. So you bomb your whole qualifying session when you give up 3 and 4. Not from this 45 truck, though. He's going to cross the line at the flat there, just over the grass line. Going to put truck number 45.
E14.
Not anywhere toward the top. That's kind of wild from Tyler Honeycutt. He usually has a little bit better qualifying. Here's lap number 2, though, which should be the money lap.
Should be the money lap. And remember, he did say that Michigan was not one of his stronger tracks. And I'd have to say, as far as qualifying, again, it's like a Daytona, Talladega, Jeremy. You can not qualify the best, but because this is such a draft-heavy track in these trucks, you can make moves and work your way up to the front. So,
yeah, that you certainly can. But the right front on these trucks can get overheated so bad and you can get so tight because you know the aero wash in these trucks are already bad after the latest update a few months back. And then when you put them in a pack like that, you're going 10-mile-an-hour extra entering the corner, so that puts a lot of load on the right front. And then if you can maintain that looseness, though, that you had talked about, little freeness, then that helps that right front life throughout the run. And if you can't manage that, the truck's going to plow tight and you're going to lose all your mobility around this 2-mile facility. And I think that's it, Dustin. Qualifying session over. That means we're going to start gridding here for the J&M Group Industrial Services 180. That's 90 laps here this evening. And let's do it. Let's go down this starting lineup here for these 29 entries for race number 6. Donnie Honeycutt going to start first place with Jacob Grant to his outside for row 1. Row 2 is going to be Rob Sherwood, followed up with Caleb Smith to his outside. Row 3 and 5th will be DJ Honeycutt. And then Jason Pick with a decent qualifying effort, P6 for the 53. Row 4 and 7th, Jonathan Gaston. Joshua Altus does start in P8 and round out the top 10. Abram Ghost in the 25. Will Bustler, welcome back, man. Starts in 10th. 11th place will be Jonathan Hammond. And then 12th place to his outside is going to be Brad Miner. Row 7 and 13th, Ross Tatum usually runs up front. And then Tyler Honeycutt there, P14. Row 8 and 15th will be Bobby Mantle and Logan Brakey to the outside in 16th. 17th will be Carson Osborne, followed up with Danny White on the outside in 18th, and to round out to top 20. Jackson Clark in the 31, Chris Harrington in the 77. 21st, you find Ronnie Hurst, and 22nd will be EJ Luna. 23rd place will be Joshua Yarbrough, new name here this evening, and then Stephen Abbott on the outside in 24th. 25th will be Jared Hammond, followed up with Alejandro Kahn in 26th. 27th, you're going to find Polly Torrance and Nerdy Sports driver Steve Rada. And then the last entry in the field, it's going to be the 66 of Dave Harrington, and that starting grid is presented by BrezCoffeeCo.com.
Yeah, going to be a good race. Again, I absolutely love Michigan. Auto Club was the same way. Rest in peace on that. But, you know, it is what it is. But these drivers, I mean, there's a lot on the line. I mean, you know, points are always in the back of the minds of a lot of these drivers. And, I mean, you look at some of your top runners. I mean, Ross Tatum, Tyler Honeycutt. I mean, they're slotted back there in 12th and 13th right now. Those are your two top contenders. So they got a little bit of work to get up there. But, I mean, they can do it. I mean, they absolutely can do it. And I had to throw this up there just because I think Ross's picture that he sent me. That's how he streams, by the way. That is the get up he wears when he streams his races. So had to throw that up there. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
No. Now imagine this guy is sitting there dressed like this, eating zebra cakes.
With the sun's out, guns out, man. I'm telling you, with the pit vipers and everything. Let's go. Oh, I absolutely love it. I mean, the sim racing world, you can come across and find a good group of guys. And I mean, the leagues that we broadcast over here at Nerd TV, we have probably some of the most colorful and just down to earth, just fun guys to sit here and be a part of and bring the action to the viewers out there for.
Yeah, we're a breed of people. Maybe not the best breed of people. I can't talk. Best breed of people. But either way, here we go. Pace truck down. Throttle's at the ready. Restart zone. Green flag is out. Race number 6 officially underway here. Maybe some shuffling of tires. Sped slightly toward the back there, but no harm, no foul. Everybody throttle down into third gear. Shifting now into the fourth gear as the race leader 22 gets shoved up to the middle groove there by the 15. DJ Honeycutt. Donnie's going to move up to the outside. Jacob Grant getting loose for 3 wide down the back.
Yeah, and look at this. 3 wide, 4 wide down the back stretch as they're trying to get stuff figured out, Jeremy. And that's not something you see a whole lot. On starts and restarts, you will see it. But you'll see it in the corners like that. And look at this. And this is why I absolutely love Michigan. I mean, they will just fan out through the corners like that. And they are still 3 wide down the straightaway to complete lap 1, Jeremy. They're still giving everything. as DJ Honeycutt leads the way. But right now, we are watching this battle. Ross Tatum in the center, Brad Miner to the outside, and Abram Ghostin to the inside. Still 3 wide coming off 2.
No wrecks yet. Not even some contact unless it's intentional from bump drafting the race leaders. 2-truck tandem. 3 wide for the race lead. Down to the inside goes truck number 72. Mr. Jonathan Gaston going to go for a 2-for-1 special, and he's going to lead the second lap here at the line.
Yeah, 2-for-1 special on the inside. Got a little light in the rear end there, but was able to hold on to it. He's got the momentum right now. Donnie Honeycutt right now following behind Caleb Smith in the 54 side by side with DJ Honeycutt. That's the battle for third right now. Mark it to the 54 as he currently holds it, but here comes that high line run. And this is what drivers, they have to prepare for, Jeremy, is that high line momentum like that. If you do not have the help on that inside line down the straightaway, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, as this run progresses, you're going to see truck second, third, fourth lane, no problem whatsoever, especially in turn 1 and turn 2. All the momentum, a little extra grip, plus the bottom lane has a little bit more flatness to it. So it helps the decision from these drivers to go up to the top half of the straightaway, or the corners rather, as we're looking at Joshua Altus' driver view backwards at the rest of the field there from the Burn It Down machine as he bounces off the wall here, 3 wide from his perspective on the top.
Yeah, 3 wide, and again, you can kiss the wall like that. It's all right. You just don't want to do it too much. Remember, this is a draft track, so the more body damage that you cause, the worse off your aerodynamic pole is going to be. So drivers can skim it a little bit here or there, but you definitely don't want to do it too much. Still 3 wide right now. Big run for the 94, Joshua Altus. Even though it's 5 on there, I got to get that fixed. That's me. Yep, your producer sucks. Sorry, Jeremy.
And just like that, we're going to shut down. I'm just kidding, guys. We're still 3 wide. 3 wide. He does not suck, by the way. That's why he's done this for maybe 500. We got to be close to that number anyway.
We got to get an accurate count.
We're over 450. But we'll get that updated before maybe next Tuesday at the latest, just to confirm what the week settle through. And still 3 wide here. That 93 up the middle. He's Carson Osborne. Tried 2, goes back 2 wide in this camera view. Everybody else does the same thing, high, low, no one in the middle until they get to the corner entry. They shift up for the nice sweeping entrance there. Altus cuts across the nose of the 54, gets a great launch. He's going to move himself into third.
Yeah, Joshua Altus definitely on the move right now, but that big pack there, Jeremy, still 3 wide back there around that 10th position. That's where we see a lot of the good battles, and it doesn't matter what league we call. It always seems like those good battles are right there at that, somewhere between 13th and 7th, right around there. So we just call it right there, that battle for top 10, and they put on some of the best racing, and they pull some of the craziest moves sometimes too.
100% here. Lap 7 underway here. Majority of the field 2 by 2 by 2, except for your race leader just putting on a little clinic. Jonathan Gaston is over everybody else. How long can he hold this run up as we're going to go caffeine team driver cams from, of course, the man rocking the VR headset, Mr. Bobby Mantle, as we check his twistedspeedsetups.com in truck telemetry.
Yeah, and you see him. I mean, his head is going to be on a constant swivel all night long, especially with close pack racing like this here. Checking the mirror, checking the inside, seeing exactly where the other trucks are at. Now, drivers, you can hear the motors of the other drivers around you from their trucks. You can use that for placement, but that VR headset that he has, he can sit here and really snap around, really take a look and see what's going on. And this is right in the heat of the battle, right in the heat of the pack, 2 and 3 wide at times. So this is where it gets intense. And you want to talk about working up a sweat, Jeremy, believe it or not, for a video game, that's right, I called it a video game, sue me. You won't get anything anyway. It gets your blood pumping.
Yeah, it's a fantastic simulator watch there. No comment. Okay. Well, back to 2 wide here. There's a great view there from Bobby Mansell. Just running the outside here, looking at 3 wide right in front of him. Has to check up just a little bit. Arrow wash truck gets a little tight there. The 24 EJ Luna, he bounces off the wall, I think, just a skosh. Couple of trucks shuffle down the back straightaway. Tight 3 wide coming to the 3.
Yeah, tight 3 wide. The 2 of Steven Abbassett got a little squirrely coming off the corner there. Got close to the 89 of Bobby Mantle, and they had to check up. Abbassett going to drift up a little bit. Everybody keeps it going, though. That's a good heads-up driving there by the 29 of Logan Brakey that was behind him. But, Jeremy, we're starting to see that 3 wide now shuffling down to, at most, 2 wide in most places. But this is where you're going to start seeing those drivers start to stretch it out, and they're going to start timing their runs. You're going to see single file, except for up at the front, where we got a battle. Jonathan Gaston right now under attack from the 54, Caleb Smith. Caleb Smith going to look to try to take that race lead.
Yeah, Gaston quickly went from 7th to 1st. Caleb Smith took his time going from 4th. Now to 1st. Truck 54 going to be, I think, your 4th different race leader this evening in the first 10 opening laps here for the J&M Group Industrial Services 180. And speaking of which, we're going to give a little shout out to tonight's race sponsor there. J&M Group Industrial Services is Michigan's premier CNC machine tool service provider, offering routine maintenance, preventative maintenance, geometry calibration, machine relocation, and more. With more than 80 years of hands-on experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and quick turnaround times, J&M Group Industrial Services is the best in the biz. Find out more at www.jmgrp.net.
And we did have a beautiful J&M logo to put on there, but your awesome producer did not see the DM in time amongst all my other DMs. I'm not making it an excuse. It is 110% on me to be able to get that up, and we do apologize to J&M. Again, much appreciation to jump in the sim world here and sponsor this race, and especially this group of guys, because I tell you what, these guys put on a hell of a show.
1,000%. Just to make up for the lack of logo, once again, it's jmgrp.net. Check out their website while this broadcast is still going on here. There are only 12 laps completed of the 90 total here this evening as we go boozy, tipsy, camera flying for the first time, looking at all these beautiful trucks go around Michigan.
Yeah, and this is one of the best. We have apparently a very special drone cam. It can go through fences.
Oh, we got a wreck in the back. Bradley Minor, Steven Abbassett, 2 trucks up in the air. First caution out this evening on lap 13. When I say go in the air, they did like a little pop-up kickflip kind of deal there where they made contact. And then that's where the video game aspect of iRacing comes into play, where the physics just don't match. Gets turned by Ronnie Hurst.
Well,
goes Bradley Minor.
There was a little bit of a slip up there. I don't know if there was contact that sent Brad Minor up or not, but it looked like he got a little wobbly loose, had to chase it up the track a little bit, and there just wasn't enough space in between him and the 33 of Ronnie Hurst. He went up the track a little bit, chasing it.
No contact, yeah.
Yep, and Ronnie just had nowhere to go on that one, and we're going to back that up with a little Nerd TV rewind, VHS style, because you know what? We're nerds, and that's how we do it. And we're going to sit here and go on board with the 33 of Ronnie Hurst here.
This is how we... Yep. And there's actually, this is one of 2 wrecks, by the way.
Yep.
The 2 of Steven Abbassett got collected right after this.
So you see hard turn down by the 46 of Brad Minor. It upset the truck. He had to chase it back up right in front of the 33. And the 33 really didn't have any time to react on that one because, I mean, Brad Minor went from, mid lane to low lane and then had to chase it back up to mid to almost high lane. So that was tough. But, I mean, these trucks can be very, very tough to watch, and to race at this track because, I mean, aero plays such a big factor.
1,000% here, and here's the other wreck. Just kind of pushes the 53 Jason Pick into the wall. Remember, he started up in the front of this race, and that was a kind of a weird little sideways blowover. It quickly planted back to the ground, but it didn't take much at all for that truck to, at a weird angle, pick 2 wheels up off the ground there. As we're back to live views, pit stops underway. I would imagine every single driver going to need a fresh set of Goodyears to get back rolling here.
Yeah, and I mean that one there was just drivers trying to check up. I mean, Abbott said was just trying to go to the high side, not sure exactly where the 46 of Brad Miner's truck was going to go, and unfortunately enough, the 53 of Jason Pick's truck was up there. A little bit of damage, but I mean, it didn't look. I mean, even for popping it up on two wheels, Jeremy, it didn't look like the damage on the two of Stephen Abbott said was that bad, and it didn't look like Jason Pick's truck looked that bad either. So I imagine they should be able to get them repaired, and we'll give them a little bit of time. And from our partners at AI Chief, Jeremy, we have an awesome little graphic to give more information to all the viewers out there as far as patch up time. So we call it the AI Chief patch up report.
I wish they could AI a voice to describe all the damage in their tone of voice that they use. They yell at you when you're racing a few nights a week on the super speedway side, but right there,
Oh, they call
three...
me out too, hardcore. Like I started the race last night. They're like, your last finish here was 26. You can do better than that. Clean it up. I'm like, oh, okay.
And the verbiage that they use is, 4 entries on that list. You're gonna see a couple more probably pop up before the green flag does fly again. But yeah, they use the curse words. They trash talk you, man, and so it makes it very fun and unique to the iRacing service. It's premeditated spotter stuff. That's fine. That's one thing. You can have sound packs for that, but the AI Chief talking to you in real time, that's a whole different ball game.
It's even funnier when you flip your truck or your car in a race 14 times and it comes across it here, something along the lines of that's not the fastest way around the track. I'm like, oh, thanks. Like I couldn't figure that out. It's an awesome piece of hardware, but just something more to get us drivers more immersed into this video game. Yes, I did that on purpose, Jeremy. Go ahead, call it a simulator. I know you want.
I mean, it is simulator, but then you watch the fenders jump off the trucks, and then you watch them bounce higher and higher with every bounce. Tells me maybe it's not a simulator.
It's a racing MMO. Right, it's a racing MMO.
That is one way to put it, absolutely.
Tell me I'm wrong. Do you not sit here and create a digital avatar that represents you, that you go out there with other people and battle them to increase your avatar's level to try to get to higher rankings? Yeah, I just described an MMO. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's what the nerd in you is going to be doing, and absolutely. I'm going to be calling that out. No one's questioning that, by the way. I mean, it's a great reason. It's a great reason, but nobody asked for it. But it is actually...
I give it for
so
free.
True,
you guys are welcome. I give it for free.
It gives it for free, so does the green flag from Premature Patrick. Back out here for the second time this evening. But yeah, it's an MMO. It is a simulator in aspects, the driving style, but as soon as wrecks happen, that's where it becomes a video game. So it's a mix of everything. Now here's our 3 wide early in the front. We're looking at some of the battles mid-pack already. One truck spinning out in the back there, blue truck clips the blue cone off of turn 2. Caution is out for the second time. And don't tell me the caution came out for the truck that's a mile below the racing surface.
I hope not, but it's kind of looking like it might be.
Because that caution flew way after he spun.
Oh, and he just got loose. Fresh tires, clipped that down to the inside. Oh.
I'm going to see you in a moment of caution. Maybe if we can get
tough.
Dustin to put the camera on the pace car.
That's tough.
Because usually iRacing throws a caution only when they're on the racing surface. Rarely do we see a moment where it's tossed below the white line. We're going to wait for this moment of this was not admin thrown, by the way. I double checked. This is not admin thrown. This is straight up iRacing throwing its own caution.
Yep, and I'd have to say that's probably what it was, Jeremy.
Hey, look, he's already down there. Yeah, look at that. He's at the infield wall. Yep. All by his lonesome, and the caution flew. So,
and there is nobody else because we are freeze framed at the moment of caution. So yeah, iRacing, absolutely love their cautions. You could sit here and be at Daytona and Talladega and have 4 cars wrecking in front of you. They won't throw a caution, but tonight, I don't know. Jared Hammond got loose, and maybe they're just like, whoa, there's not enough room. We just got to play it safe, and they threw a caution. So. It's a running joke, folks. That's anybody that races this service. That's one thing that they need to update along with their night lighting, which they're working on now. They've admitted that is their caution algorithm.
Yeah, that one's a head scratcher.
That's definitely a
for
head
sure.
scratcher. Unlike you, I don't
Like-
understand why that one was thrown because there was no
And
other there was no other car. All other trucks were going forward. I mean, like there was no other reason.
And there was no contact with another truck.
Nope.
Like everything in any rule book ever states that is a green flag. You don't throw a caution moment. And here we are, button them back up on lap 19 of the scheduled 90 here this evening, as we're a lap and a half away, I do believe, from getting the green flag. So, Dustin, we're going to key up a little 30-second clip from our overall series sponsor, which is Empowered Ed Research Institute. They're going to talk about their products. We're going to step aside just a second.
Education has the power to transform lives, and Empower Ed Research Institute is helping lead the way. Through research, innovation, and collaboration, we work to strengthen education, expand opportunity, and spark positive change in schools and communities. Empower Ed Research Institute, powering the future of learning. Reach out and become a part of the movement.
Thank you, Empower Ed Research Institute has caused a quick laugh in that 30-second little audio clip. From,
Not because of the sponsor. Well, we got to clarify.
No.
Jeremy and I, we use that time to sit here and joke and poke fun at each other and everything else. And he called me out because I might have, engrossed what he said about wanting more road courses in the stock car series. So he didn't specifically state that. I just kind of fabricated
Dustin.
that a little bit. But I know
he got
how
his
you
air
are with
pump
road
out and
courses.
He inflated my thought.
I know how you are with road courses. You love road courses. So if you see more road courses, you would not care. You'd be like, all right, cool, bet.
I am okay with 3 or 4. I am not okay with 7 like it was a couple years ago. When I saw 7 on that schedule, even for me, I was like, what are we doing? That's a third of your season almost. I know that's also inflated percentages, but I don't care. Like 7 races is nuts. So I'm glad it's not 7. At least I don't think it is anymore. It's down to like 5. And that's okay. I guess 5 is like max I would go with. I don't know if I know Sonoma and Watkins Glen has always been a part of NASCAR, so we just grandfather them into our mindset of that's
all it should be,
right?
That's just me. That's all
So,
it should
like,
be.
And that's very true for a lot of people who just like traditional core NASCAR, short track, cookie cutter. That's
No.
it. You're allowed those two.
No, don't get me wrong. I sat here and said we needed to cut the cookie cutters out. We needed more short tracks. Get back to more of the grassroots style of it. We had way too many cookie cutters, and some of them like Kentucky were just horrible. So I'm fine with cutting the cookie cutters out, but
they could do pop-up PJ Tour style grandstands and put them around like New Smyrna near me. That'd be kind of cool to see.
yeah.
Add some seats there, put some extra money into the track's pocket, and without inducing more cost to maintenance permanent grandstands, like we can do this. So, but we're back to a green flag, lap 21. So we have 70 laps to go for the J&M Group Industrial Services 180. And the 54, Caleb. Look at
Huge
this guy,
launch.
Dustin.
Did you see his
Yeah.
launch? I mean, he just shot off of that restart like a rocket. And now they're side by side behind him for second. Jacob Grant to the outside. Current points leader Ross Tatum to the inside. They're trying to get stuff figured out. They're 3 wide behind Jeremy. They're trying to give everything they can, and that's 3 wide. EJ Luna in the center there. Oh, man. The tight race, and look at how tight this racing is. They try to get that side draft working.
Yeah, Caleb Smith. This is only his second start. Didn't even finish close to the top 10 last start, which I think was last week. So we had no idea coming tonight he would be trying to be class of the field, and here he is almost halfway through. Now, look who's second place, the guy who's been just on a tear. The Zebra Cakes himself, Ross Tatum, P2 right now, bringing Jacob Grant in third. It wasn't going to be surprising to see this one truck in the top 3 or 2 battling it out here at some point in time in this race, and here he is.
Yeah, I mean, and he did start further back. He started about mid-pack, but we had talked about that. I mean, you even look at Tyler Honeycutt. He's worked his way up into the top 10, running 8th right now on that inside in that 3-wide battle there. But, I mean, he started mid-pack as well. This is a track where you can go. A lot of drivers diving low. There's a couple trucks get a little out of shape coming off of turn 2. Jeremy, we got, contact back there. That's going to be with the 29 of Logan Brakey. He makes a little contact with Donnie Honeycutt as they were 3 wide there for a moment. They try to get that figured out. 3 wide, almost 4 wide ahead of them. That's going to be the 93 Jackson Clark or Carson Osborne. Sorry, not Jackson Clark. Carson Osborne was in the center there. Will Bustler was down on the inside. And Jeremy, these trucks, a lot of movement here as Steve Rada gets a little out of sorts there. A little bit of dirty air. Bobby Mantle, a little loose. He goes down to the bottom. A lot of movement and a shaking, Jeremy.
Yep, this is Michigan right here. Absolutely, you're gonna see it. You don't see the snaking, but you see a lot of left and right to try to make the moves, kind of like a super speedway-ish style race, and we're going to see it all night long here as we're crossing the line here. Lap 25 is underway here. So getting pretty close to the third waypoint of this event. Oh, hold on to it. The 29 Stupid Loose makes contact with the 89 up top. Bobby Mantle, slight door-to-door contact. They keep it straight. They figured it out, Dustin. That was a close one.
Yeah, and that was almost very reminiscent of what happened about a lap and a half ago when he made door contact with the 22 at Donnie Honeycutt. It wasn't just because he didn't know Donnie was up there. He got wicked loose, and much like Brad Miner, had to chase that truck up the track and just made contact with it. Again, remember, all these drivers came in under that last caution and took one of their simulated sets of Goodyear Eagles. And you have to let this stuff build up. You know, cold pressures, or cold temps, low pressures. Whoa! Big time movement there out of the 11 of Will Bustler, and that one's going to be the 93 of Carson Osborne as well as they gather it back up. But Jeremy up front, it is all that 54 right now leading the way over the 1 of Ross Tatum.
A lot of single file this time around inside the top 10. Way different from the first couple of runs here this evening. And so as we're starting to get closer to the midway point of this race, that's kind of the cliche mid-race lull, if you will, as they're kind of just logging some laps and some looseness. Jacob Grant, one of them, big loosey-goosey off of 2.
Oh, and Steve Ray is around. Oh,
caution
man.
is out for the 3rd time here this evening. This is a caution that actually needed to happen. Is we're gonna have to take a look and see what happened here. Turn 2 seems to be that troublesome corner.
He was loose
to start off this race.
Yeah, he was loose that entire corner getting in. As we're gonna sit here and watch it, you're gonna see him kind of turn it here. The truck is already. I mean, they drive off that right rear as it is, but you can already see that truck is starting to kick out a little bit there. Big time kick right there as it goes further down the track. He has to chase it back up the track. Big time loose. Makes contact.
Bonk.
That straightens him back out a little bit, but then a little bit of a tail slap as a 29 of Logan Brakey sits here and saves it, and that sends him back around. Hits the wall. No place for him to go as he's trying to do it right across Brad Miner. Just misses Donnie Honeycutt right in front of Steven Abasad. Makes slight contact. And then he's locking it down, Jeremy, but at that speed, there is nothing you can do.
No, that was chain of events there, and it's going to take out Steve Rada. Internal engine damage. Gonna probably get told cannot repair it. Sometimes iRacing surprises me with a 15-minute required and says, you know what, we can fix that. But more times than not, when you see the light and dark gray puffs of smoke out the engine, that is a race-ending scenario, and I would imagine that is for the driver of the number 3, Steve Rada.
Yeah, and he's got steering issues as well. You can see that that truck wobbling back and forth there. So I mean, he's got something in the front nose there besides the motor that's also busted. So unfortunately, I think that is probably going to end the night of Steve Rada, driver of the number 3, as everybody comes back down except for about the top 10 or so. Jeremy, they elect to stay out. One of them being Ross Tatum elects to stay out on this one. So your top 11, Tatum, Altus, Luna, Tyler Honeycutt, Jonathan Hammond, Jackson Clark, Bobby Mantle, Carson Osborne, Brad Miner, Ronnie Hurst, Alejandro Khan, all elect to stay out. Caleb Smith being the first one back out on the track in P12 that went down to the service of their virtual crew.
A lap and a half before going back to green flag. I think this is a great time to step aside, do a little quick picture-in-picture before we go back to green flag racing. We'll be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy jerky. The original booze-infused beef jerky with a...
And welcome back here, turn 4, about to go back to green flag, lap 31. Going to be underway here very shortly, so it's going to be 60 laps remaining in this race. And I did not expect the caution count to be this high at 4, Dustin, but we're probably in store for quite a few more of those yellow flappy things that you like to call it. And here we go, 3, 2, 1, green flag in the air. For the 5th time this evening, Ross Tatum gets a good start with his podcast buddy, Mr. Joshua Altus, side by side for these two entering one.
Yeah, I mean, that was an excellent start by both drivers. And they're side by side, Jeremy, and they're going to keep it that way coming off. Now, this right here, the 94 Joshua Altus should get that momentum in there. You see that momentum build up there as he's going to sit here and pull the 45 Tyler Honeycutt right along with him. And this is what it's going to be. Drivers are going to have to really work and figure out where that momentum's at, try their best to utilize that, especially when it's coming down to the last few laps where you want to make sure you are on the winning side of that momentum.
Right now, the top side is typically where you're going to find that winning side momentum. Everybody stacked up against Mr. Altus as he goes to the flat down there next to the yellow line. And the person who said, I'm not good here, qualified outside the top 10. Well, look at the 45 getting a little shove there from the 24 down the back straightaway. Tyler Honeycutt takes the lead.
Yeah, Jeremy, we've covered this. I don't believe a driver when they say that they are not good at a track. I call shenanigans, and I know you do too. I don't put words in your mouth, but I know for a fact this is something that we both agree on. we don't buy it.
Yep. Sorry, guys. If you come to this booth and talk to us in the post race about how you're not good at the place, disregarded. And that's
100% every time.
Yeah, every time. But thank you guys, by the way. 8 viewers on Twitch. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is the most on a Tuesday event. So appreciate you guys for popping in. 13 to 15 on the YouTube side, so roughly about 22 to 24 viewers I'm seeing concurrently. Very good. A lot of shuffling there, mid-pack there. 92 Hammond looking to the inside of Honeycutt. Going to be a 1 lap and done there for the 45 3-wide EJ Luna, as Tyler does get to the line P1 still this time.
Yeah, EJ Luna went way low down on that apron. You are able to do that. Is able to pass the 92 of Jonathan Hammond. Now puts him side by side with the 45 of Tyler Honeycutt. But Tyler's going to have that high side momentum and all the draft assistance. And you see the 24 of EJ Luna trying to side draft a little bit. Now, Jeremy, we've covered this a number of times in previous races that we broadcast, but that side draft is not how it used to be before the fall update. You used to be able to side draft, and it would actually increase your speed. Now the side draft slows you down, but if used properly, like the 24 VJ Luna is, he's trying to slow down the runs of some of these drivers until he can get a driver to pull down to get some draft assistance. So you can still utilize it to your advantage. You just got to be smart with it.
Absolutely agree to that. They're back straight away. A lot of single file for the most part. The 5 trucks on the inside, and then you got just a line of individual trucks. They're wrapping the outside wall on the back straightaway. 2, 3, and 4. Mr. 31
Jackson
gets
Clark.
a little tight. Mr. Clark. I thought he was going to slide up, but he checked up a lot. You see Altus fly by him. The number 1 of Ross Tatum does. Cautions out for the 5th time this evening for a wreck on the front stretch out of all. This is the first time we've seen this. This is returning driver, Mr. Will Bustler. Been pretty fast overall this season. Let's see what happened to him.
Yeah, he's been pretty fast. He's got a win, and that one there looked like he might have just got a little close. I have to get a different angle on it, Jeremy, but almost looks like was just riding right there on that edge. Thought that he was cleared, and just ever so slight contact there from the two. It looked like Steven Abbassed was running a solid line there. Just super close racing, trying to utilize that side draft, Jeremy, and sometimes it jumps out and bites you. I mean, we see the same thing at Daytona and Talladega all the time, too. I mean, it's a product of this style of racing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you, actually. I didn't see any movement from the 2 necessarily. The 11 came up kind of close quarters. He gave himself a little room there by driving down slightly, and then he realized contact was not there, and it looked like he drifted back up the maybe slide in front of Steven once more, and that's where he got caught. So there's the close call. He comes down, and then I can't tell, Dustin. Do you think that aerodynamics being so close? I know when you get side draft, that kind of sucks the cars or
kind of
together.
yes, kind of like the ARCA cars. The new ARCA cars are notorious for that. You get close like that, and they will suck you closer. Like it's a legitimate pull that the drivers will feel in the cockpit. I had that issue yesterday in the ARCA series over at Goat Locker Racing League, and you will actually feel it, and you have to turn the wheel the opposite way to counter that. And that very well could be what happened there. I mean, because they were super, super close.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, because he pulled away, and then the trucks just came together. So I think that's exactly what happened. I would say that's a racing incident in my perspective, but it's going to bring a caution out. It's going to bring a lot of fakery this time on pit.
Oh, Alejandro Khan.
Alejandro Khan, yeah, we're driver chat going wild right away here. That was a I don't know what I want to do, Dustin. Usually you see a committed fake or a committed pit, but not a weaving back and forth deciding at the last second, cuts it down, and then Bobby just got caught right there in the right front. Yeah,
and you see it like he thought about it, thinking about it, like, okay, I'm committed. Nope, changed my mind. Nope, okay, I'm going to go back in. So it was like that discount double check a little bit, and it just stacked everybody up there.
Gave him the old Aaron Rodgers right there. Coming on the pit road. And they're talking it over in the race chat there with the drivers to figure this out. Not sure what the penalty book looks like in this one, Dustin. That there's not a rule, I don't think, that says you can't double fake, you can't make contact on pit road. So I'd be kind of curious to see what they make of this one.
Well, my question, Jeremy, would have to be, there is an orange box there, and remember that dreaded orange box
We saw last week.
we saw last week be full in effect by Race Control and iRacing both. So my question would be, as we're going to do a little extra longer rewind here, did he make
Working
that
at
commitment?
VHR.
And he made it. He was on the inside of that one, so because right there, and he was on the inside of that cone. I mean, super close, but I mean, I could see why race controls had, and admins are looking at this and having a hard time because, based off other stuff that they've done, that orange marker is that commitment line, and I mean, drivers were penalized last week on that one. So, he was inside all of them. Did it cause issues? Yeah, it did. But I mean, I don't know, Jeremy. That's why we're up in the booth, man. We don't make the admin calls. We just bring the action to you guys out there.
Yeah, we like to step on some toes every once in a while and kind of bring in our perspective, because you've done league adminning for multiple years, stretching back 15 years plus ago, so even 20 years. But a couple notations here. The number 2, Stephen Abbott, said, got called for the caution, as we thought maybe he was in the clear, but Race Control thought different, so he is EOL'd, that a number 2 truck is. And then thinking about the rule book a little bit more, there is usually a gray area rule book somewhere deep into the book that says avoidable contact can be given and handed out a penalty, and I haven't checked theirs specifically, but most leagues have a avoidable contact clause, and maybe that was one of them. So maybe they
very well. I mean, that's a solid
47.
point. That's a very solid point on that. And it very well could be, and in which case, I mean, it would be justified. I'm not dogging Race Control because, Jeremy, like you said, I've done Race Control before. It's not an easy job. You got to make a decision.
And he's fantastic at it.
He is. Robert Martin is very good at it. I just, from the angles that we had, and he may have different angles, I thought that was more of a racing thing. And big time, whoa!
Caution.
Big time accident back there on the restart. I don't know if that was somebody just didn't go and somebody behind them did go. That was different.
Yeah, this is a checkup that happened 5 or 6 trucks up.
Oh,
Look at
man.
Alejandro Khan. Alejandro Khan, the 47, stabs the brake. I'm not sure if he just overdid it looking at the back of the 77. But a true domino effect happened here on this restart on the inside lane.
Yeah, and that's what's tough. That's what they were trying to get away from, is these domino effects taking place. We're gonna watch this in real time, and and stab the brake, and then that's where all the checkup happened back behind. And Bobby Mantle, I mean, he got lifted on that one.
Yeah, Joshua Yarbrough on the 18, new to the league here, gets, I think, the most damage out of this one. Right front damage. I think he broke the right front even. Is looking at Bobby Mantle. Bam, bam. You see the huge contact there. Sends 2 trucks. Brad Miner to the inside. Hammond to the outside. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. Especially for the 18, new to the league, and gets that. As we got the live view of the 92.
Yeah, this is live, and he's your race leader. So for everybody watching right now, and you're probably like, what are these guys doing? This is not their fault. So iRacing is notorious for this. And I know it sounds like I bash iRacing. I point out their flaws, but iRacing is in a league of its own as far as just advanced software for racing, simulation. But it is notorious because of the timing loop. If a caution comes out right when the green flag flies, the timing loops get all jacked up, and then it literally splits the field for whatever reason. A lot of us sim racers try to figure it out. and it will say that half of the field has to go all the way around, which will technically put them right at the tail end of lapping the other half of the field that it says stay behind the pace car. So admins and race control have a really hard time trying to get that straightened out. So right now, I guarantee you Robert Martin is working overtime trying to get this straightened out because of the scoring loop issue that iRacing does have.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's going on now. And it looks like they do need to catch the back of the pace truck. Because the pace truck was slow, and it was a half a lap back of the 92. If the pace truck needed to catch the leaders, it would have. At least got close to it. It just wasn't moving, so they deemed the 92 needs to progress forward. But then yet again, now the 45 is really falling back there. They're cycling through. They've extended the caution from 1 to 3 laps to green. They're giving these drivers ample amount of time to figure this out. And so the pace truck right now happens to live right off of turn 4. We're going to find Bradley Miner and Will Bustler. And then now here comes Jonathan Hammond finally catching the pace truck just in front of him. And I think this is where they're all going to finally settled in, Dustin.
Yeah, and again, this is not a league thing. It's not a race control thing. This is something that has plagued us pretend race car drivers for quite some time on the service, Jeremy. And some tracks, it seems like it's worse than others. You don't see it a lot. A lot of the times, it's the bigger tracks, and that's due to the bigger tracks have fewer timing loops around them. Like Daytona and Talladega, there's like 2 timing loops at the start-finish line and halfway down the backstretch. Those are your 2 timing loops for a track that's 2.5 miles in length. So the longer tracks seem like they have fewer timing loops than some of your like 1.5-mile tracks that will have multiple timing loops, like 4 of them. And it seems like it happens at the bigger tracks, and that's what it did. But race control and admins got it sorted out. Like you said, extended it, gave them ample amount of time to get everything together. So hats off to admins, half off to Robert Martin and race control for getting that all squared away. We'll get these drivers back going again, though, Jeremy. They'll get it good.
I appreciate Robert Martin coming onto the YouTube platform and saying why he thought Stephen Absed was at fault with the number 11 for that caution. And he said he saw a little bit of turn left movement from the 2 trucks. So I could absolutely see that, whether that be just the aerodynamics bringing them together or a driver input. Either way, it was a tough, close call. So it was no clear-cut decision. I would say I just had a personal opinion, and maybe it was just a racing deal. But I appreciate your time, though, for coming on to the broadcast-ish through the chats and to describe what you saw.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. Like I said, I mean, we are not dogging Robert at all. Like we've said, he does a fantastic job. Race control is a thankless job at times.
It really is.
I mean, you have to issue out a penalty or something like that. You are public enemy number 1, and everybody completely hates your guts because why did I get that black flag? I didn't deserve that black flag. It's a thankless job, and you don't have that much at your disposal. And we got to remember the stuff that you do have at your disposal. I mean, you have to take it with a grain of salt sometimes. I mean, even using the in-game, going on board in the cockpit to see their wheel input, there's latency issues with the wheel input too. So, I mean, race control does the best that they can with what little bit that the simulation software offers them to try to keep order and to try to keep everything as smooth as possible. So, again, I mean, hats off to you. I mean, that is your call. 110%. You know what? That's why you're race control. That's why we're up in the booth, man. we are on opposite ends, but we work together to put together an awesome product, and I think everybody works and gels very well.
Speak for yourself, man. I'm just kidding.
No, Robert's a good guy. He gives me a hard time, but you know what? We take it in good stride. So.
And speaking of stride, just like that, pace truck back down to the flat onto pit road to get the 6th green flag to fly in the air. Let's watch the checkups this time. And green flag back in the air. It looks like a much more solid start through the entire field. As 92 gets a decent launch, Tyler Honeycutt moves right over the 15's nose there to put himself into 2nd place, right in front of his teammate DJ Honeycutt. As they go to turn number 1 right to the inside to try to pass Hammond. Real quick and easy, Tyler does it. Jonathan Hammond moves back to P2.
Yeah, and it doesn't surprise me that leaders have been choosing that high side, trying to get that high side momentum. But if timed right, like what we see in the 45 of Tyler Honeycutt do, you can get that run momentum and dive to the inside and clear that driver before the exit of turn 2. But you see Jonathan Hammond able to get right back up there. Now we got a battle for second. And Jeremy, we got trucks all over the place, 4 wide down that front stretch.
North side, the south side, everything covered up on the front straightaway here. At the halfway mark of this event, exactly 50% down, 50% of this race to go as we're 3-4 wide entering turn 1.
Woo-hoo.
Tightness from Donnie Honeycutt. Touches Carson Osborne there for just a moment. They keep it clear of any wrecks. We stay agree.
You seen that too. He got wicked tight, and that truck just plowed like a dump truck. And he was, like you said, just ever so slight contact, but both drivers able to keep it clean. And Jeremy, now, I mean, we've got drivers that are racing. Remember, we did have some drivers that did elect to stay out and not pit under that last caution. Well, the caution before, because that other one came out, and then they were busy trying to get everything figured out thanks to the timing issue. But a lot of racing, and everybody just packed up. And Jeremy, these trucks are more susceptible now to dirty air than ever after that fall update. So these trucks handle drastically different when you are behind somebody, and they will get pushy tight, kind of like what we see in the 22 of Donnie Honeycutt. What happened to him just a lap ago, and it's tough. And then when you have 2-3 trucks bobbing and weaving and cutting lines and cutting that air like that, it really disrupts the air more than it ever has in the past in these trucks.
Big 10-4 there as we're seeing some new faces up here in the top 3. Danny White, truck number 64. Welcome to the mix as he is now trying to get around Jonathan Hammond here for second place. He's going to get some draft from the other Ford F-150, Jacob Grant. One truck below the white line on the back straightaway. Looks like we're going to stay clear of any incident, but potentially 3 wide going to be coming up on the front straightaway. Hammond trying to wind up the outside. Oh, and he gets squeezed up there.
What a slide job by Danny White. Oh, my.
Fantastic move, and Hammond's got a 2-truck tandem and all the way down the front stretch.
That was, I mean, perfectly executed slide job by Danny White in that 64. And now you got 2 old dog drivers running 1 and 2, 3 wide battle right now for third. Oh, slight contact between Altus and Hammond. And that's going to send Altus down there, but it was 3 wide with the 54. Caleb Smith was up top, 92 Hammond in the middle, and Altus down below. Now back to 3 wide, but now for a different position and a different truck on that high side is Ross Tatum trying to get something going. Altus way low, Hammond still in the middle.
Yep, still in the middle of this 3 wide. Looks like it's going to go back to 2 wide just like that. And now there goes the 72 Gaston down to the inside. Going to try to take DJ's spot here in truck number 15. Going to get him cleared. Maybe can get a little 2 for 1 as now he's side by side with the 54. Caleb Smith back straightaway. Gets the good draft there from Tatum. Entering turn 3. Let's see if Jonathan can get an extra spot here. Makes a great corner entry. Just like that, the 72 is going to get himself a couple positions.
Yeah, and he's getting big draft help right now from Ross Tatum. That helped him set that corner up. Now he's going to pull up in the draft, leave the 1 out to dry right now as Ross is trying to side draft to prevent damage on positions lost. He's going to try to get something going, but a lot of racing right now, Jeremy, as you see the 94 of Joshua Altus trying to get back in the mix as well. These drivers putting on a hell of a show, and this is why I love Michigan with the trucks. The O'Reilly car here runs very well. You can have some great racing, but it always seems like these trucks provide the best racing action at Michigan each and every time we see that contact between Gaston and Honeycutt there. A little drift up from the 15, but they keep it going, still 3 wide.
Great battle here. 15 up the middle. Logan Brakey on the inside, trying to get clear, not going to get it. Gets tight, gets the cranking on the wheel there. You saw the rear end step out a little bit. He had to get off throttle. They go back 2 wide there as DJ makes the clear pass right there. Now he's going to put himself to the inside, looking underneath Mr. Altus in the 94. into turn 3. Goes down to the flat, trying to swoop up there and pass the 94, maybe even the 72 of Gaston as well. He does momentarily. 2 truck pass there for the 15.
Yeah, excellent job working his way up. Now he's got Altus giving him the pushes there. Ross Tatum was on that inside. He sits here and pulls up to get a little draft pull, then back down to the bottom on the attack right now. He was able to maintain and not really lose a lot of positions. Up front, though, still the 27 of Jacob Grant, his teammate Danny White running P1 and P2. Caleb Smith in his second start over here at the OTSS Select Series presented by Empower Ed Research Institute. Solid P3 and has had some laps led on him, Jeremy, but that battle for 4th place on back is heated up to exceptionally hot temperatures right now.
Yeah, fantastic racing going on right here up at the front half of this field. Back half is mainly just single filed out here as we're continuing to run these laps till close quarter action again. 15:29 going back 3 wide, puts him out. I thought they were going to make some contact there to the right rear leaky. Does not do it. Man, Altus trying to give some draft all across the back straightaway.
Yeah, they are searching everywhere they can. And Jeremy, I got to point out, these leaders, when they go into the corner, the last few laps, like all 3 of them have been like half a truck width stagger going through the corner running different lines. But they're making it work. Ross Tatum finally closed it in. Now we are lined up for your top 6, or lined up top 7 now as DJ Honeycutt is in there as they were going down the backstretch. Tyler Honeycutt trying to get something going as he's going to the outside of Logan Brakey. And Brakey been struggling with that dirty air and that pushiness going through the corner. He's had to chase that truck up there because it just plows up there, but still holding strong in that top 10.
Yeah, this is just, love this racing right here. The 72 of Gaston trying to run a little draft line of Ross Tatum on the outside, but he had to check up on that 3rd lane. He's going to give up not only that spot, but to the spot of the Altus, and just like that, single filed goes the front half of the field, Dustin, until they get to turn number 1, which they're going to re-fan out and do it yet again. Just like that, back to 2 wide, side by side, slideways, some loose trucks out there still.
Yeah, and that was a drift up from the 92 of Hammond, and then that made the 29 Logan Brakey drift up, and he skimmed the wall just a little bit, and that slowed him up. The 6 of Paulie Torrance had to check up there, and that whole high line lost that momentum, but they kept it going straight, though. Excellent job by the drivers on that one. And Jeremy, now we're starting to get into that longer run, working lap 57 of 90 right now. So a lot of the field, that single file till you get to the corners, they do fan out, but down the straight, single file, besides a couple packs of trucks trying to get that draft pull to make some passes down the straights.
We continue to watch this great race go on here. I think we're going to take a full cycled picture-in-picture commercial break. Either we're going to get that in or we're going to get a caution. Either way, stay tuned here. We'll be back shortly.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair, now available.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Education has the power to transform lives, and Empower Ed Research Institute is helping lead the way. Through research, innovation, and collaboration, we work to strengthen education, expand opportunity, and spark positive change in schools and communities. Empower Ed Research Institute, powering the future of learning. Reach out and become a part of the movement.
Back to full screen here. We've had a lot of action on pit road since our commercial break, and these guys have set themselves up all the way to the finish as long as there's no flappy things of any colors except for that checkered flag and white flag happening in 26 laps from now. As you're looking at what's left of your race leaders, Altus right now has a 3-second lead over the 29 Logan Brakey. Then you have the 22 Adani Honeycutt, Ronnie Hurst, Abram Ghostin is your top 5 as they still cycle through pit road.
Yeah, still cycling through pit road right now. We get our pit road report. So again, last on pit road, you can see that your top 7 have yet to make that final pit stop. Bobby Mantle is the first of the drivers that have come down pit road already. Some people taking 4 tires on the last pit stop. The Donnie Honeycutt was fuel only on his on lap 37 to top off. But, Jeremy, these about 38 laps to a tank with that. So these drivers are going to have to pit again if they want to make it the distance.
I was questioning the only fuel stop, but they've had 5 cautions, right? So it makes sense to why you can't take tires every time. You don't have enough. You only have 3 sets. So sometimes you just got to top off and full send it. So 3 wide right here. EJ Luna up the middle. Oh, Jonathan cuts it down low. He lifts a little bit. Gonna fall in line here. Keep it 2 wide on corner exit 4. Crossing the line here. Gonna be 23 laps remaining in the J&M Group Industrial Services 180 of Michigan. Still 3 wide goes to 92. This is the familiar place for Jonathan.
Yeah, and again, these drivers here have come down pit road. They have gotten the service for what was gearing up to be the final time. Still, again, you got your top 7 that are staying out right now. But here's the thing. You got drivers with fresh tires, much faster. Drivers with old tires, much slower. And again, trucks slipping and sliding all over the place. This is not where drivers want to be when you're up front lead right now, like Joshua Altus, Logan Brakey, Ronnie Hurst, Donnie Honeycutt. They're all up there. Jason Pick coming down pit road. He was slotted in the top 5. He's coming down, so that's one of your 7 drivers that still needed to pit.
Looking at some of the drivers up front right here as we're stretching the fuel mileage out now. The benefit for Joshua right now, if there's a caution, he's golden. If he has to pit, he's got a long way to climb back up there, as he is running way slower than some of his fellow competitors that have already taken their 4 freshly installed Goodyears. And we'll see as more 3 wide happens down the front straightaway with the 31. Mr. Jackson Osborne. He's going to go 2 wide now as Caleb makes the pass quickly with Carson Osborne there. Off of turn 2, 21 to go. Yeah, this is a stretch for the 94.
Big time stretch. You see the 47 Alejandro Khan dive way low. Truck got a little loose coming off turn 2. He had to chase it down the track, was able to get it. But yeah, this is a long run right now for some of these drivers. But Jeremy, I mean, take a look up here. This is just a hornet's nest right now. Fresh tires. You got fuel to take you to the end. I mean, it's they are laying it on. You thought it was heated before. Oh, man, the 11 of Will Bustler, a little loose there on that bottom side, is able to gather that back up. But these drivers here, they're staying in that loud pedal.
Yeah, 1,000% they are. It's closing time here. It is go, go, go time. Oh, the 72 up into the wall there. He's going to do a little wall glue action. Going to slow down quite a bit. The 22 DJ Honeycutt, I think he just called pit road finally. And here he comes, 22, one of the last few drivers to hit pit road. He's going to do it on lap 71.
Yeah, lap 71, 19 laps to go right now to close out the J&M Group Industrial Services 180 live here from the simulated Michigan International Speedway. As, again, Joshua Altus still holding strong. Logan Brakey, Ronnie Hurst, Dave Harrington. We still have drivers, Jeremy. Your top 5. Well, now top 4 because Donnie Honeycutt is in there. 4 drivers still need to pit. Is there you see that stat update now with Donnie Honeycutt. So Joshua Altus, Logan Brakey, Ronnie Hurst, and Dave Harrington trying to hold strong right now. Ross Tatum, first of the drivers that have pitted, just cracked the top 5. So it's going to get interesting, Jeremy, to see how these strategies work.
Yeah, that's a great stat there from AI Chief to give us the real-time pit stop updates. The 36, Jared Hammond, he's coming on pit road. He's had a rough night here this evening, as you're still waiting on a few more drivers. Just waiting on 4. When do they pit? How far can they stretch this fuel run? I am not too sure. I think maybe Ronnie might be coming in, their P3 driver. I heard something come up on the radio, wasn't sure what. And there he is, Ronnie Hurst giving up 3rd place. Relinquishes that top 3 there. Now it's up to Altus, Brakey, and Harrington.
Yeah, and I feel, Jeremy, the longer they stay out, these drivers they're going to close that up. I mean, a 2-mile facility here at Michigan International Speedway, they're losing valuable time there. I mean, unless they're going to come in and really try to play a strategy game and come in and get enough fuel to make it to the end, maybe with a little extra for the possible green-white checkers, and maybe a 2-tire stop. So instead of a 13-second stop, they're down to about a 7.5 second to try to make up that difference. I mean, that's a strategy that could play. Typically at Michigan, it hasn't worked out as well, but with as hard as some of these drivers are running right now, a 2-tire stop, it may put you out there literally on the same wear pattern as the drivers that have 4 tires right now, because we know these tires equalize out, and they've been running pretty hard, Jeremy, 2, 3, sometimes 4 wide. That right front has gotta be smoking right now.
Dave Harrington, truck 66, gonna give up 3rd place this time around. He'll be making his final pit stop here this evening under green flag conditions. So it's down to 2 as Ross Tatum does lead the charge with the trucks that have fresh virtual Goodyears. And he's got a decent lead, Dustin. Look at that. He's got a quarter of a back straightaway behind him that's cleared.
Yeah, I mean,
it's more like a half.
Yeah, it's about a half at that rate. Next closest person to him right now is that driver right there, driver 27, Jacob Grant. He's got Tyler Honeycutt in his slipstream right now. And then you go further back a little bit, that side-by-side battle, that's going to be with EJ Luna. You got Danny White's in there and Caleb Smith. So these are all the drivers that have been in the top 10. But I don't know what Ross Tatum did is he just cracked the top 3, but he's a half a straightaway ahead of everybody else right now, just out there pulling laps. The only thing that could spoil this is if somehow the 94 of Altus, the 29 of Breaky, if they can actually run it the distance and not have to pit, that's going to be the only thing that really breaks them down. But, I mean, Tatum right now is 29 seconds off of your race leader. So he is 23 seconds off of Logan Breaky. I mean, that's a pretty big gap if these drivers up front try to save fuel to try to stretch it. Jeremy, I don't know how much they can stretch and how much they can save. But that answers my question on the 29 Logan Breaky. He's coming down pit road.
Yep, him and Will Bustler are going to be the 2 entries on pit road on lap 77. So now it's just up to 1 driver left. Burn It Down podcast guy, Joshua Altus, 94. He's running pretty low into turn 3. This might be the stop. Yes, it will be. 94 giving up the race lead with just over 10 laps remaining in the race. A very late stop compared to everybody else. He's going to be doing some qualifying laps to complete this race out. And now the man with a half a back straightaway lead, Ross Tatum, back to P1 here when he gets to the line. At least not this time, but maybe the next time.
Yeah, it started 13th, currently 2nd right now. Joshua Altus still on pit road, but he's going to have to get off of pit road and up to speed, whereas the 1 has got a full head of steam right now, and there he goes, taking over the race lead.
Just like that. We got 12 laps to go. This man is on cruise control with the time gap of about 2.5 seconds. And these guys behind him are kind of single-filed for the most part, Dustin. They got the draft speed. I don't know if they're going to be able to get to them. We'll have to compare lap times for the next couple of times. As you know, we have a fantastic graphic for that. Let's go through a couple of our graphics before we close this thing out. Ross Tatum versus Jacob Grant. You see the green. Look at the greens, man. That is almost 0.2 of a second every single lap. So they got speed.
They just don't have the time. They don't, as you see that graphic right there, at their current pace right now with what they are gaining on the 1 of Ross Tatum, they will catch him in 15 laps. Now, mind you, that is catching Ross Tatum in 15 laps. They would still have to pass him. We only have 11 laps to go right now. So they're going to have to pick up pace. They're going to have to really work this draft if this group here wants any chance on getting up there to battle the 1 of Ross Tatum, because as they currently go, 10 laps left to go, and as they cross pit line for lap 80. They actually did not gain as much as they had the previous 4 laps, Jeremy. So now they catch him in 17 laps with the way they're racing. They're going to have to gather this up and figure something out real quick if they want to change.
Kind of fun actually watching that little bottom time there. It like at moments it looks like it runs in ×3, and then it just all of a sudden a huge chunk gets put back into the timer. So they're just bouncing around, but overall that plus number, +2, is now going to be a +1 real shortly. But yeah, there's not enough time for these drivers here, as we have 9 laps remaining in the J&M Group Industrial Services 180. And they know, Dustin, you see them, they're 2-3 wide now. They know it is their battle with each other, not for the race lead.
Yeah, and you can see that they know that at the rate they're going, they have a relative black box on their screen. They can see that, yeah, they're gaining. They can do the quick maths. We're all nerds in aspects like that, and they can tell that they are not going to have enough time. So now the race is for P2, currently held by Jacob Grant, is the one of Ross Tatum. He had the right strategy call so far, and it's working out.
As you're watching them go through turns 1 and 2 here. Back straight away. 7.5 laps remaining. They go single file for the most part once more, getting their tires cooled off for maybe one potential final hoorah to close this thing out. Ross Tatum picks up a little draft assistance from Logan Brakey, one of the late pit entries here. And so that's going to further advance Ross into keeping this race lead if there was anything to happen outside of the norm, as we got now 7 laps remaining.
7 laps remaining, and we're actually going to take a look, something we haven't done yet. We're going to take a look at our biggest movers presented by us, Jeremy, and Certitudes. EJ Luna is your biggest mover thus far, up 19 positions, and that's going to fluctuate as they're currently in a side-by-side battle. Danny White up 13, Ross Tatum up 12 from his starting spot of 13th. Alejandro Khan up 10 now, and Dave Harrington up 9. So that is your biggest movers, again, presented by Certitudes. And then to follow along with that, Jeremy, we're going to sit here and take a look at our lap leaders. So we know Ross Tatum's been up there, but look at this list of leaders. And I mean, Michigan promotes lead changes and leaders. Caleb Smith currently leading the way with 16. Altus tied with 16. Jacob Grant at 15. Hammond at 14. Gaston at 10. And Ross Tatum at 9. Jeremy, so as it sits, if Ross Tatum leads this the rest of the way, it's going to be a 2-way tie for the most laps led today at 16 between Caleb Smith and Joshua Altus. But, I mean, look at that list. I mean, probably one of the longer lists of leaders in a non-restrictor plate track.
Yeah, that's a fantastic list, actually. I wanted to cycle through this, so I'm glad you did. Yeah, I love that list. And getting some fun little communications from the racing on the track from your race leaders, Jacob Grant.
Are they calling for debris? Are they calling for debris on the track? Does somebody see a phone on the track somewhere?
No, he's actually sarcastically thanking Logan Brakey for keeping Ross Tatum ahead of everybody else. Ross is utilizing the draft off the 29, which, you know, that's all fair and fun there. I'm surprised actually that
they're closing though, Jeremy. They're closing in.
Yeah, they still are, and I'm surprised Logan's not be able to pull away. He's got much fresher tires, so I'm kind of surprised how he's still able to kind of stay in front of the number truck there. As Jacob's trying everything he can, man, trying everything he possibly can here to get there. He's broke away from the pack behind him. He's put on his qualifying set, and he's full charge.
Yeah, he's trying, you know, but it's, I mean, our stat, again, it's all estimated. They say they catch him in 7 laps. Well, there's only 4 to go, but they have closed that gap tremendously to the one of Ross Tatum. You see, they're trying to even shortcut the course as much as possible, going down below that white line. But 3 laps to go, Jeremy, still being led by the one of Ross Tatum. Like you said, Jacob Grant has separated himself away from 3rd place at EJ Luna. He separated himself away from the 64 Danny White, and that's where the rest of that pack is currently racing right now. But 3 laps to go, Jeremy, in the J&M Group Industrial Services 180 here at Michigan International Speedway.
They're going to get the 2 to go this time around, and I think that run's maybe kind of stalled out on the front half of the lap, but Jacob made some closure with EJ Lunar on the back half of this lap. With the 2 laps to go, the difference is just right at 1 second. 1 versus the 27 to close this thing out. It's just not going to be enough time. We mentioned it 10 plus laps to go, and it still holds true. The driver versus driver screen did not lie to us one bit. Lap and a half left for the Zebra Cake driver, Ross Tatum. Oh, battle here, second place. EJ Luna trying to take over second.
Yeah, and again, we had talked about this, Jeremy, 12 laps ago, talking about that these drivers knew that it was the race for second place if everything continued as it was, and that's exactly what EJ's trying to do. Side-by-side battle for P2, white flag out, presented by OTSS Select Series, presented by Empower Ed Research Institute. EJ Luna not able to complete it, has to pull back in line. This is your biggest battle right now as Ross Tatum is out front on his own, getting help from the 29 of Logan Brakey. If nothing can happen, EJ's going to have to try to time it one last hurrah, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. He's not close enough. Up front, Ross Tatum, one more corner as he works his way off turn 4. Winner of the J&M Group Industrial Services 180, Mr. Zebra Cakes himself, Ross Tatum.
Win number 2. He had a 5-point lead advantage coming into this race, and that's going to be extended as Jacob Grant does finish second, who was 25 points out of the points lead coming into this thing. So that'll further that gap, give a little more comfortability for the driver, the number 1. He's going to come down to the front stretch and burn him down for the second time this season.
Yeah, I tell you what, I mean, excellent pit strategy. He had the right call. I mean, put himself way out in front, and what he needed to happen was exactly what that group did, trying to battle amongst themselves, broke that draft up. If they would have got together and just stayed together as much as possible, Jeremy, I think they would have been able to chase him down, as that split difference is only 1.2 seconds by the time that race was done. So it everything fall into place for driver the number 1, Ross Tatum.
Just like that, here is your unofficial results here this evening. We're just going to run it down. Ross Tatum, Jacob Grant, EJ Luna talking to them in the post-race, followed up with Danny White and Caleb Smith to round out tonight's top 5. 6 through 10 is Joshua Altus, Jonathan Gaston, Tyler Honeycutt, Bobby Mantle, and DJ Honeycutt. You got 11 through 15 with Abram Ghostin, Carson Osborne, Jonathan Hammond, Ronnie Hurst, and Donnie Honeycutt. 16 through 20 is Jackson Clark, Jason Pick, Alejandro Khan, Paulie Torrance, and Dave Harrington. And then 21st on down is Logan Brakey, Rob Sherwood, Steven Abbassed, Will Bustler, Jared Hammond, Bradley Miner, Christopher Harrington, Joshua Yarborough, and Steve Rada completes the 29 driver lineup for race number 6 of 12 of the 2026 B season, as he does some burnouts on Victory Lane. A massive 2-mile track, and they couldn't even fit a Victory Lane infield.
Right. Notable mentions before the screen goes away. Hard Charger, EJ Luna, 19 positions. Good job. We talked about it. It's actually a 2-way tie for most laps led between Caleb Smith and Joshua Altus, but Caleb Smith held that number first. That's why he was awarded that one. Jonathan Gaston had the fastest lap at a 39.760. And then we know Donnie Honeycutt was your Victory Fuel Pole Award winner. So hats off to those drivers as well.
And there we go. We're going to make sure we have our top 3 lined up. I know we got at least one ready to go. That's your 3rd place finisher. And there we got your race winner. And we got Jacob Grant. Top 3 ready, Dustin. You know what that means. Post-race time, presented by Victory Fuel. But we're going to talk to each and every single one of these guys. EJ Luna, first on the docket. Driving the number 24, finishes 3rd place here this evening. EJ from 22nd to 3rd. Fantastic job this evening.
Hey, appreciate it, Jeremy, Dustin. Man, that was freaking battle. That was a lot of fun.
That whole race looked like a lot of fun, dude. Yourself included, just put on some great battles out there. And was it on speed? Was it on strategy? Was it a combination? How'd you get it done?
Well, it was a little bit of both. There were cautions flying left and right, so you had to play the strategy right if you wanted to use tires or not. And then they just kept flying, so I was just trying to do my best to get to the front. I think I finally worked up to the top 10, and it kind of stalled out. Another caution came through, and then fortunately, we saved the set for that last run, and we just, clawed our way to third. It was a lot of fun battling these guys.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are putting on a hell of a show. I mean, it was to be expected. I mean, I stated that these trucks probably put on the best show here at Michigan over any of the eNASCAR top series cars that run. But I mean, in retrospect, we all know hindsight's 2020 at this point. What could you have done differently? Because it looked like the timing that people come down pit road, with it staying green. Now that you know that it was going to go green all the way to the end, what would you have done differently to try to close that gap? Because Ross Tatum came out and just separated from you guys based on that pit stop.
I think it was probably the pit call before. I think I just wasted too many tires. I put myself towards the back, so I had some gap to work on, and I guess he called the right lap to pit because we weren't able to catch him there. And at the end, I was just battling Jacob. But yeah, I think it was just that one call. Probably just maybe staying out, saving those tires. Probably could have ran it longer and stayed up front.
Oh man, good stuff out there. Half the season you finished inside the top 5 here. Third time into the 6 starts. So congrats on that. Solid start to the season, man. Floor is yours. Any thoughts before we let you go?
Appreciate you guys, Nerditudes, putting this on. Thank you, everybody at OTSS, my teammates at Lone Star, everybody watching. It's a lot of fun, you guys. Good racing. We'll see you on the next one.
Yes, sir. We will catch you next week. Have a good night. That was EJ Luna, driver the number 24, giving his thoughts here this evening. Now we're going to rotate to second place driver. One of the fastest ones out here overall, Mr. Jacob Grant, truck number 27. Congratulations, man, on a solid run there. You started second, you finished second, right where you started the thing 90 laps ago.
Yeah, track was tricky. It was if you got caught in the air and it could get really loose and squiggly and whatnot, and you could lose the tires underneath you. Um, I to prevent that for me personally, I just dragged the brake going into entry as I was lifting and just eased back into the throttle and never really got full throttle. I think out of all my teammates, every time we went down pit road, I always had like 2 or 3% better than them. So I'm assuming that's what the difference was just me dragging the brake because a couple of them weren't. And um, overall, it was a fun race, though. I can't believe Ross's strategy there worked by pitting that early with no help, and definitely thought we were going to be able to catch him, and he pulled it through.
Yeah, and I mean, this is one of those tough tracks, Jacob, that I mean, you typically think that you want pit help coming in, but it's also one of those, it's not like Daytona Talladega where you can straight line it through the corners, straight line it down the straightaways to really gain that speed. You know, it gets tough when everybody fans out in the corners like that, and that's ultimately kind of, what hurt you guys was that you guys didn't gain any time there, so anything you gained in the straights, you lost in the corners there. And it's tough, but I mean, you put on a hell of a show. And coming in, this is the first half of the season. We have our 1 week, our mid-season break, so to speak. Next week, no racing at all. And you slowly been clawing your way up the points, man. We've been watching that 27 car. We've been watching your name, clawing up. You were 25 points out. We know the points leader, Ross Tatum, won the race, but this here should sit here and